Welcome to the Student Success Stories podcast. Kicking today's episode off with a fresh new topic, we have Emely with us to talk about the First in Line program. She shares her perspective on college from the lens of a first-generation college student, and I think a lot of us could relate to Emely's story even if we aren't first-generation college students. For this and much more, stay tuned. Welcome to the Student Success Stories podcast. I'm Abby, and we are here with Emely. Do you want to start by introducing yourself?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Emely. I'm a senior here at Baylor, and my major is health science studies, and I'm currently on the pre-med track.
Nice. What made you want to go to Baylor?
Honestly, I'm not going to lie. It was because of the trees. When I was touring other schools like UT and A&M, and I was like, this is ugly. There's nothing pretty about the campus. And when I saw Baylor, I was like, oh, there's a lot of pretty trees. That's it.
I hear that pretty often. A lot of people like the campus vibe that Baylor has, so I definitely understand that. So we're going to be talking about the First in Line program today, which you definitely have experience with. So if you want to just start by telling us what is First in Line exactly.
So there are two different programs. First in Line Student Success Academy is like the academic scholarship program where like 50 incoming freshman students are selected and they are assigned to peer leaders. And with the peer leaders, they can get academic information about, they get information about like academic opportunities here and like financial aid, like besides the office, like any scholarships they are eligible for, or like the student store that's in the basement of Sid Rich that's available for like low income students, well for anyone in general. So with this program, we have like advantage of coming to school early because we learn how to read a syllabus, other tips they give us, like how to study, what professors to avoid. We get all this before other freshmen come. But also we have like monthly workshops where we get Miss Trish Baum who will like literally give us a schedule, like how to make time for your finals, or just like a bunch of advice. It's just really nice for incoming freshmen or freshman students really. And there's another program called First in Line Society where that's just a club for all freshman students can join. They don't have to be a freshman, can just be anyone. And that's like ran by student lead organizations, kind of like all the ambassadors for First in Line Society kind of like dictate what they're going to do for First in Line. Like they set up for the monthly meetings, the events, etc. So yeah, that's kind of like the two differences.
Super cool. How'd you hear about it?
I remember I was in high school and I got an email from the first director of First in Line Student Success program. He was like, "Hey, if you're a first-gen student, you should apply like to the scholarship." And yeah, that's literally how I heard about it.
So you are a part of the scholarship aspect. Do you also go to the optional meetings and whatnot?
I think you're talking about the First in Line
The society.
Student Society.
Yes.
I'm not part of that club since I'm part of the academic program. I mean, I can if I want to, but just with my availability, I don't really have time for that.
Oh, okay. Okay. Do you have any like friends that are part of both, or is it if you're part of one most of the time?
Yeah, just being a part of this organization, like freshman year when I was paired to like put in a group with other first gen students, I actually met some friends. One of them was my best friend, but he transferred. But like my roommate, both of my roommates are first gen students. One of them is in the program with me, and I feel like a lot of my friends that I have now are from First in Line. I don't know. I just feel like that really helped me make friends on campus.
Do you feel like it's helpful to know other first generation students?
Definitely, because like first gen students, we definitely go like not saying we have like a harder college life, but kind of in a way we do, just because like we can't really ask our siblings or our parents for advice on college or typically like first in line like first gen students like suffer imposter syndrome, and so
Um,
basically like we don't really like, we're constantly comparing ourselves to others, especially with like majority of the student population here are like
yeah,
have money, and a lot of them are rich and they have like parents who are doctors or lawyers, and for us like we're even just lucky to be here. So we definitely like feel like we have to put a mask on, not really show who we are. So
yeah,
we definitely struggle with that. But it's just like, I mean, not academically and of course financially, but I mean, still like not that different compared to a different like, normal student.
yeah. I don't think I was really prepared for the transition of coming to Baylor either. It feels like a lot of these other kids got a handbook of like exactly what you should wear, like what is cool to wear, how is cool to behave, what sorority you want to be part of. And I'm not a first generation college student, but I'm definitely a scholarship kid. So, I mean, I definitely understand that sometimes you wonder how you got here and if you deserve to be here, but you definitely do.
Yeah.
How do your parents feel about you going to Baylor?
Um, they didn't really want me to go to Baylor. Like typically Hispanic student, well, Hispanic family, they want like everyone to speak like close to each other,
Mm,
like within the vicinity. And so with my parents, only like they didn't finish elementary school, so for them, like community college was like, oh, that's a top notch.
mhm,
And so when we had to explain to them, like, no, with like our generation, like, and as our education are like increasing, we have to go to like more advanced school. And
mm,
so just for them, like even convincing me to go to Baylor is difficult. Well, also just because of financially, but also because like they're used to having everyone like close to each other. So
how far away did you move for Baylor?
it's not even far. I'm from Houston. It's only a 2 hour drive, but they're acting like I'm a whole other state away.
No, it's not so bad. I mean, 4 hours.
No, honestly, I like it. Like I don't really go home often, but like I know, like when I was freshman, like a freshman year. Oh my gosh, when I was a freshman, I would go home every weekend. Well, not every weekend, but
Yeah,
like most of them.
yeah. I mean, that's understandable though. Mm.
Yeah,
Do you feel like they've gotten on board with it more now, or are they still kind of resistant?
I know they're like more on board with it now after like they realized, like with the career path I want to do, like you definitely have to go to a good school, a good university instead of like a community college.
Mhm. Would you well, this is kind of an obvious question, but, like, would you say that being a first generation college student has affected the Baylor experience for you?
Definitely, like just when I was incoming freshman, I was a mentee and I had a mentor. And I remember like first round of exams, it was like straight C's, and I was like, oh my god, like what is the deal? I'm here studying my butt off, and like my mentor just sat down with me and he's like, look, let's try the different study methods for you and see which one is like the best one for you. And he would like tell me the obvious like resources we have, like the tutoring center, like SI, office hours, and
Mhm.
etc. And so I just feel like having that mentor and guiding me academically really helped me academically as well. But like anytime when I was just like feeling low or like I needed help with financials, like he would like direct me to the right person, like, hey, talk to them about your financial aid status
Mhm.
or just anything like that. So I just feel like being part of this program is just so helpful for first gen students.
Yeah, yeah. If you had any advice to give other first generation college students, what would it be?
Um, I would tell them that 4.0, like not getting 4.0 doesn't mean you won't be successful, especially for pre med students. Um, I would constantly say, like, it's okay to not get a 4.0. Like, you're still smart. You're still a worthy candidate for whatever, like, job you want to do. Because being smart, yeah, that's great, but it's also experiences, communication, and, like, just other skills that you bring to the table is just as important to your academics.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Well, Emily, thank you so much for your time today. This is a really amazing discussion. See you bears. Thank you for tuning in to the Student Success Stories podcast. You can listen to our previous episodes on iTunes, or you can find us on Instagram and YouTube at Student Success Stories. Would you like to be featured on the podcast? DM us on Instagram. Thank you for listening, and sick and bears.